Roma, the youngest of four, was always unnoticed. Her father's absence left a void, and her mother worked long hours. Roma's siblings were lost in their own lives, while she quietly watched from the shadows, longing for warmth. Her older siblings, 14, 10, and 9 years her senior, lived in separate worlds. Roma, too young to be a part of their lives, often felt invisible. Though they shared a home, they were worlds apart. When Roma was 11, her father passed away unexpectedly, leaving the family with nothing. The loss created a deeper gap. Roma stood on the sidelines at the funeral as grief consumed her mother and siblings. Her own pain was quietly overlooked. While her family openly mourned, Roma grieved silently. She had lost more than a father, she lost her sense of security. But her cries for comfort went unheard, drowned out by the others' louder sorrow. Roma walked home from school alone every day, watching her friends being greeted by their parents. She longed for that warmth, but found only silence and an empty house waiting for her. Her loneliness deepened with each step. Roma's mother worked tirelessly, stretched thin between bills, grief, and the needs of her older children. Roma, quiet and undemanding, slipped further into the background. Her mother's love was spread too thin to notice her youngest silent plea for attention. As the days passed, Roma watched her siblings receive the care she longed for. The mother's focus was on the older children, whose needs seemed more urgent. Roma wished for a single hug, but it never came. Roma's closest sister tried to fill the void. She helped Roma with homework and small tasks. Though her sister cared for her, Roma knew it wasn't enough. The gap left by her parents' absence remained, no matter how hard her sister tried. Poverty clung to their lives. Roma's family struggled to make ends meet. She wore hand-me-downs, and meals were scarce. Roma's friends seemed carefree, while she learned to accept the weight of survival at a young age. Roma dreamed of a life without constant hardship. She envied her friends, who lived without worry. But she never complained, she had learned to keep her longings hidden, buried deep beneath the weight of her family's struggles. In her small bedroom, Roma found solace in the stories she created. She wrote about worlds where she mattered, where her family was whole. These moments were her escape from a reality that offered little hope or comfort. Roma was bright, clever, and disciplined. She followed all the rules, excelling in her studies. Though her family barely noticed her accomplishments, Roma saw education as her only way out, a path to a life she could build on her own terms. At school, Roma's teachers noticed her diligence. Their praise was a rare light in her otherwise overlooked existence. Roma took comfort in their words, clinging to the hope that her hard work would one day lead her to a brighter future. The burden of poverty deepened as time passed. Roma's mother grew more tired, and the older siblings started to distance themselves further. Roma's closest sister, now older, also had less time for her, and the care Roma received became increasingly scarce. At night, Roma lay awake, staring at the stars. She dreamed of escaping the life she was born into. The weight of loneliness pressed down, but Roma's heart still burned with quiet determination. She believed there had to be more for her. One evening, Roma decided she wouldn't stay trapped in her current life. She planned to work harder than ever at school and use education as her escape route. In that moment, she felt a spark of hope, the first in a long time. Roma knew the road ahead would be long, but she was ready. She had found her path and was determined to follow it. Every day, she chipped away at the obstacles in front of her, slowly but surely building toward her dream. As Roma stood at the door, looking out into the world, she felt a shift inside her. For the first time, she saw possibilities rather than limitations. Her journey was only beginning, but she was no longer afraid of the unknown. To be continued.